Okay. Uh, so this is technology, right? Uh, so greetings to all in South Africa. This is a big hello from Pune, very close to Mumbai, very prominent place, which all of us know from India, the the financial capital of the country. Uh, Pune happens to be one of the tech hub also after Bangalore and rest of the places. Uh, Quite a lot of financial technology is being developed or being prototyped in Pune city. And I happen to be a part of working for BCI for more than a decade and from Pune leading the IoT practice for almost 3 years now. So coming back to where uh, we want to head to is what is that we do with a lot of data that we are now talking about, whether from the automation systems or the big data systems or the analytics that we want to run. So what is the role of that data in supply chain management is the subject that we wanted to touch upon. uh, just to give a preface, I'll just touch upon who we are, importance of data, some references from supply chain to start the discussion on how it is evolving, and taking a use case and how we can solve that problem for the use case. So about BCI, as some of you may be aware, BCI is a 20-plus-year-old company based out of India, having subsidiary offices in Singapore, Sri Lanka, and complete operations across the country, India. We are leading systems integration company and solutions. We do a lot of solutions around different use cases, and some of the prominent use cases that we work upon is the track and trace that we speak about uh, in supply chain. Then in the other part of the supply chain, we do a lot of warehouse management solutions. Uh, when it comes to the production side of it, we do a lot of automation around work in progress, how my manufacturing setups are working, how my machines are working. So in that area as well, we do quite a number of solutions. So if we talk about in the Indian context, we would have a lot of marquee customers to our name. And as our journey to enhance our solution portfolio beyond the warehouse management, work in progress, supply chain automation, retail automation stuff, we have embarked upon the journey of connecting the physical and the digital world through the next generation solution, or the next buzzword that we all know about IoT, the Internet of Things, with the aim that we want to connect them to make them more intelligent and bring safety, sustainability, and efficiency to whatever solutions or whatever automation that we introduce to the business or bring to the table for our customers. Okay, now directly coming to the point, there is a lot of data being talked about, and everybody today is talking about, I want to do analytics, I want to do AI, I want to do BI, I want to do a lot of stuff in the area of data. But see, the important part is, why do we need data? What does it help us with? And once we have that information, that what is that data going to be used for, then it makes more sense that what kind of systems or processes or the automations that we should be looking at when we when we want to get into the digital phase or the digital transformation journey of my enterprise. So I have bifurcated it in four buckets. So when we talk about data, then we talk about visibility. So the first and the foremost thing that comes to our mind, because we come from a supply chain track and trace solutions, we look at data as providing us visibility. Visibility. What visibility offers today is I am able to decide, I am able to take decisions faster. When I say I'm going to digitize my process, I'm looking at meeting a lot of compliance requirements. So to say, a lot of electronic records, automated electronic records, just to make sure that I am able to service my customers with the most uh, reliable piece of information or data that he or his processes or the enterprise would be looking at, thus making my supply chain more resilient. Uh, Whatever we talk about, we are talking about real-time data. And when I say real-time data, on a real term, we can actually reduce a lot of volatility and uncertainty. Because I am able to see what's happening and what's not, I am able to predict and I am able to use that information to make informed decisions in a near real-time basis. A lot of time we talk about supply chain with historic data. So what happened last time may happen this time or may not happen this time is the majority of business models or the analytic engines running today. But the next generation is all about real time. So the biggest differentiator about looking at analytics going forward is going to be around real time data versus historical data, because real-time data would give not only me the advantage of reducing my uncertainty, but also giving me the opportunity to optimize my process, optimize my inventory levels, optimize my operational costs. So when I look at data, or when I see as a service provider for generating that data or creating that big data or data lakes for any kind of an enterprise, we try to look at different buckets in which that data can be clubbed and presented to the enterprise to take business informed decisions. So to take it forward, I just wanted to use the similar example what the presenter before me was looking at, is a farm to fork or farm to store kind of supply chain. So today we know there are a lot of processes which are involved, or what are steps which are involved for any supply chain to work when it is being from farm to the retail store. So when we look at Internet of Things or IoT enabled or a next generation supply chain, we are looking at not only the supplies or the produce being tracked, but we are also looking at other parameters which are important for that supply chain to be captured in a near real time basis. Example, at farm we are looking at soil and irrigation monitoring. So how is my soil? How is the irrigation technology or irrigation processes being followed, and various things around it. Then coming to the next stage, if it moves through a processing area or a sortation center or any kind of a intermediate storage, then condition in which the produce was kept, and how what kind of an inventory management system is there, or what kind of inventories am I holding there. So this becomes another important aspect of the supply chain. Some of it we are already doing, but maybe in bits and pieces or in silos. When we talk about in transit, we would mostly be looking at cold supply chain or temperature controlled supply chains being used for the purpose of transporting the fresh produce and stuff like that. So this is kind of a normal thing that would happen for a long or a short haul. That condition monitoring is the given requirement that we have. Well, when it goes to the retail store, there is again a lot of condition monitoring and inventory control which is required. So these are some of the things which we all know and which we all keep talking about. But when we talk about the same scenario, we talk about a lot of things getting enabled with IoT sensors and next generation devices, which not only give me the information in real time, but also help me take some actions based on the data which I see, or the based on information that captures. So when we talk about IoT sensors or devices, these are smart devices which not only give you information, but can also take back that information or the decision from the central console or by themselves, depending on how we choose and how we deploy, back to the process. So that means if I want to implement something to control that process, I can even do that in the next generation of the supply chain. So if we were talking about systems where we would see, for example, typical farm will have a produce, and the produce will get loaded into jumbo bins. Jumbo bins will then be get loaded onto a truck, and the truck would pass through a weigh scale or a weigh bridge, and it would get completely weighed till it goes to the next station, and the next station or the next process would do the same process again. Now the next generation is what we are looking at. What is the quantity carried by each jumbo bin? So the jumbo bins themselves will not only be smart in terms of giving their electronic identity in the form of RFID or in the form of any other electronically identifiable technology, but also they will be able to give you information what is the weight being carried. Clubbing on top of it, if we talk about introducing the vision based inspection, we should be able to identify what produce it is carrying, and from some of the algorithms we can even detect what grade or what quality of material or the item it is. So when we say the supply chain getting more intelligent, there is more and more that can be done from the farm itself, going to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage. Today we talk about uh, where is my shipment. So where is my shipment today means in a silo, I am able to track what is the temperature condition of that particular container or a jumbo bin on the road or in a geospatial location. But along with it, has it been subjected to any kind of jerks, or has it been exposed to any kind of abnormal light conditions? So depending on what my uh, product is, what my produce is, I should be able to have those kind of additional checks on the produce or on the inside the sub checks in the supply chain, so that I am able to track those. So this is where the next generation of supply chain, or the if we talk about farm to store kind of a supply chain, going to be. Talking about how different technologies are interacting at different process stage, IoT sensors, devices, data loggers, all through the supply chain coming. And to bind them together, there is something which is going to be most important to create that trust, is the blockchain. So bringing all of them, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to ensure schedules, production continuity, and at the same time maintain quality, which is imperative, which is not to be spoken about. So when we see a supply chain in a conventional method, we see something which we all know, or which we all can visually or understand from our experience or from common sense. But when we talk about a supply chain being IoT enabled or future enabled, then what we are looking at more finer data coming in, which can help take more informed decisions and more data points to run my analytics on top of it, to run more information based data driven decision making. So if we just try to summarize what data can bring, so this is courtesy McKinsey. This report itself shows there are a lot of areas where uh, data can actually help improves your supply chain in almost all areas where we want to, or wherever where our job scope is. Whether I am working on the sales or inventory, operational planning, warehousing, point of sale, even from the consumer side, how do we plan them better? So with the data, there can be a lot of things that can be done, and depending on what are my priorities, depending on what I want to achieve out of these, I can always take those steps first, and the steps which are not so viable or not so relevant at a later stage. So as we speak, so it is important when we look at data, we need to prioritize. So as a CIO or a CXO, the first and the foremost thing is to have the mind share with the people, to be ready for that process and people change kind of a thing when we embark on this digital journey. Because this digital journey is not about implementing a cloud solution or a technology solution. It is about changing how we do business, how we do things. The previous speaker very well mentioned, things will not change. It is the way how stores will change, how things reaching the store or reaching your home will change. But at the end of the day, what I want to do or how much I want to achieve is something that I, as senior people or senior management of an organization or of an enterprise, we need to decide and then take on that enterprise journey. Most importantly, technologies are enablers, but I need to know what's best, or what's right for me. And at the same time, is the partner that I am working with is the right partner that who I should be working with. So it is, technology can be available from anywhere. I was hearing the question, the question about the talent retention in the country. So this is a common problem everywhere. So even a country like India, having so much of technical brain, is having facing the problem of retaining technical talent. So that problem would remain. But at the end of the day, the biggest question will be, which is the right partner who has the capability not only to give me the service of technology and getting me the answer uh, on my digital journey, but at the same time has the capability to give me a continuous support for my business year after year. So carrying it forward from there, so when we spoke about a journey of a farm to retail store, we spoke about different steps in the process. And one of the biggest enabler which I have always felt is the returnable transport items, or the returnable transport container, which Impact happens to be one of the leaders in manufacturing and distributing across South Africa and other subcontinents. So using that case study to be a little more, to discuss this a little more. So today what we are talking about is returnable transport items, RFID tag, used all across, used by all industries, whether in CPG, FMCG, automotive, pharma, retail, everybody is using. So there are no brainer. But tracking of them is nobody's baby. So everybody is trying to just use them for the purpose, and then they are just left idle for the owner to manage it, or to owner to take care of it. But how about if if they are becoming more intelligent, if they are themselves able to give you more than just they are just not only the carriers, but they are also able to give you more information as compared to the product. So if you just try to detail more data, or adding data onto these simple returnable transport bins or jumbo bins. So what we typically look at them as, for track and trace. Where is my bin? How many how many bins are lying where? Because that's what I am worried about. Because that's what my supply chain would be running based on that. And to some of them, it would also make a difference how many times have I used. So because there are processes around washing them after a few cycles, there are processes around doing some kind of maintenance on those kind of things, these kind of returnable transport containers. So depending on what my typical track and trace process is, these are some of the things which I would like to assume everybody would like to do. But if I was to add more data to it, then what can I do? What is possible today in the space of IoT is, I can get product information, I can get weight information, I can add condition data to it. So I can have location information attached to it. So what that means is, when I look at the holistic view of this RTI, or a returnable transport container, RTC kind of an application, where I'm just not only tracking these bins, but I'm also tracking the I'm also tracking the produce that it carries. So, so how we look at this use case as delivering two different set of KPIs. One, RTI is an asset, so it gives you the RTI as an asset KPIs. At the same time, what product it carries, those product related attributes or product related things can also be automated using a single solution, which is the returnable transport item, or returnable transport container automation. More importantly, the last line, automation, the whole crux is, it brings in automation which reduces manual dependence. I go back to the same point. We do also have a similar scenario like South Africa, that we cannot lay off people. We have so many people, everything, all automations get compared to what we say, the human cost. But a lot of time we try to ignore the importance of information coming in time, and the sanctity of that information. So with automation, what we are looking here is, it is taking not away the manual, effort, but dependence of reliability of that data or reliability of that information can be much, 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 much accurate. So in simple, if we just take a simple use case of a jumbo bin or a standard bin used at a lot of customers of MPAC, there is a whole lot of things, or there is a whole plethora of applications which can be enabled, which can not only give you traceability and tracking of your assets, but also a great amount of visibility around your product inventory. It can even help you do dynamic scheduling or routing depending on how your retail stores are behaving or how your business in general is operating. So a lot of things can be automated based on the data that even a small application like RBI can provide. So what we offer, we again we are in the space of automation, and we do trace and track solutions. And with IoT coming in, we are offering solutions with a lot of different things. So, and the biggest thing that we are talking today is intelligent things. So the biggest driver for us is the bold statements that we have one platform for asset management and condition monitoring, bringing them together to provide you as enterprise asset intelligence. Again, I think we have touched upon majority of the components of that, but I would like to put your focus on the different set of technologies. So it is not just about RFID or a Bluetooth or IoT technology being put there. The technology is there to help us do our business or a process better. So whether it is the simplistic or the common day technology as QR code. So where that fits the best, we would like to use barcode also as a technology. As our name BCI conventionally, why we term it BCI is barcode India terms looks like to be a very old fashioned or a old technology. But having said that, we have moved on quite a lot, but barcode still happens to be very relevant and very complementing. So a lot of applications where people come to us say we want to do our asset management using IoT technology, and then when we set up to sit with them to set up processes, then a lot of places it still feels barcode is the right technology. You don't need to change anything because there is nothing that is changing in the process. There is nothing that is going to give you additional data or additional results. So keeping all that in mind, what we offer or what we bring is a common platform which can not only help you manage your assets better, but it also gives you the advantage of choosing the right mix of technologies and add different kind of sensor capabilities, different kind of product monitoring or a product monitoring also into it. Just a glimpse of it for some of you who may be interested to look at. So it's a cloud hosted platform based out of Amazon, can be seamlessly integrated to the other technology providers like Google or Microsoft Azure. A simple graphical representation, simple dashboards to give you insights about your business, your shipments, your assets deployed in the field, depending on what you want to track, how you want to track, customizable workflows. And most importantly is the something that you see on the left side is a device called Senson. This is a patent pending IoT device created by BCI, which has the capability to monitor temperature, geolocation, monitor energy consumption of an asset, whether the power is being supplied to the equipment or no. Door status specifically coming from the cold chain monitoring, whether the door was opened or closed, how many times it was open and closed, etc. And many more things which can be added as a part of my requirement or my. So it's a customizable device created in-house and can do a lot of things out of the box, especially when we talk about cold supply chain tracking and things like that. And a very simple, ready to use user interface to get going just by plugging in a couple of devices into your process and start monitoring. So the screen that you see now is a countrywide deployment of cold rooms for a FMCG customer of ours. So they are on a real-time basis able to monitor the condition of their assets, whether the asset is online, offline, what's the running temperature out there, how many times the door was open or closed, is power being supplied to the equipment or no. So a lot of time, especially in India, and I believe so, it may be a situation in South Africa also, to save on energy. A lot of retailers or a lot of people actually switch the air conditioning equipment off just to make sure that they don't consume much power on that. But that at the cost of the produce or the product itself. So with this kind of a system, the customers are able to get real-time alerts, whether on the dashboard or in the form of an email notification or app notification or as an SMS. So they are able to track their assets better. And this applies to the location as well. If any asset is moved from the geolocation or the geocode sign, the system again generates alerts and messages for the user to take action. So what we have tried to do is we have tried to make asset tracking simple. Track assets, monitor their location, monitor their performance, and take some control action. So as a part of the device offering, the device what you saw on the last slide, SenseCon, has the capability to even take back actions. So that means if you want to trigger any alarm at the local level, that can also be done. So tag the assets, track the assets on a real-time basis, inside four walls, outside four walls, on possible. Then based on the information capture, you can monitor, analyze, and control your business. Out of the box condition monitoring, whether you want to deploy it on the field staff, you want to put it on your IT rooms or your server rooms, you want to put it on your refrigerators, you want to put it on your freezers, you want to put it on your cold rooms, you want to put it on a hot cold, you want to do just hot. All is possible out of the box. And out of the box monitoring, recording, audit trail, graph trends are just available by a user login that you get. So 24/7 available, and more importantly is out of the box. So this is the enterprise asset intelligence platform, or the asset intelligence platform has a lot of information which gets gathered by this device called SenseCon, and we have a lot of more such components available as part of our offering. When we look at a complete or a holistic supply chain, it's not just about a device, it can be about a lot of other things, or integrating third-party sensors or third-party applications. So all those plug-in connectors are also possible. So to sum it up, it's a single window solution, IoT hardware platform, software platform, and workflows to solve a particular problem or basic problem of track and trace. All come majorly out of the box, but yet customizable to provide you with information if you want to do something of your own, or you may want us to develop any kind of a workflow on top of it. Everything is possible and is cloud ready, standards driven, easier to manage, easier to maintain, and easier to deploy. Thank you. So this was about the presentation part that I have. Now I think I am on time, and I look forward to your questions.
Any questions? If there are no questions, thank you so much, Rajat.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.